So embarrassing. Give me a second. I will send him a link. I hate this crap. Why do I use this stupid thing? And the screen is still black. Isn't this my best day? Alright. Um, God. And oh, the stream at least is on. I might restart the thing for the third time till he get on. Because I don't want to show this online. Why am I on Facebook? Yeah, I was trying to copy the link and check if I have him on the Facebook. Even though I doubt that. Yeah, I don't have him on Facebook, so we need to contact him on BC in a different way to send him the link. TeamSpeak is the only way I know. Someone is viewing me. I believe that's him. Maybe that's not him. Funny. I wonder who's that guy. Yep, this is the first contact, and the first contact is kind of weird. Let me use the second screen for the email. Yeah, I will stop the stream now because I will start over. Oh wait, he's on. He's on. Oh. Why cannot I chat? Damn it. I believe the page is frozen for a second. Oh, okay. Alright, I started the stream for the fourth time. Let me wait till the screen is back. So there's a delay around 5 seconds. So here, let me show you each part. The first one, the map simulator, the program that I make the game data. And this one is an old engine, version 2. And we are going to use this to show some of the aspects, not everything. So let's lower this guy for first. And this is going to take some time. And I don't know why my screen is not updated with live. So let's make a new file. So this is the page where I make the file, and this is not really important for you. So the first thing, we need to add the images to the system. We need stuff on the map, like these ones, walls and trees. We need the characters, images, we need objects. So there are some trees down there. I don't know why the screen is frozen. Yeah. I wonder if the screen is working now. What the hell is going on? Well, it seems it's working. Let me try to move this and return here. I believe it's finally working smoothly. So you see the character is moving, and you have different animations like walking left, walking right, walking down. But this system is quite old, and we need to do a lot of changes. That's why I'm making the new system. So what do we need to do is to add all the sprites in their places. First, we will add these ones, the blocks. And we can check how they look like in here. Second, we will add the creatures. Let's add objects first. Like the blocks, the boulders and the signs. These stuff the user can interact with, like this boulder, he can push it, or the sign, he can talk with it, see what does it say. We have fire, we have creatures. Let's add walker. And this is the easy part. You see, this system represents everything in the game. So this tab is for the sprites and factions, and here we can see all the sprites. This one, all of these, deal with everything that's related to animations. And we are going to discuss all of them in here. This one deal with skills and attributes, and we don't care about them now, even though the system is finished. And here attacks not finished, fire not finished, new object system not finished. So congratulations. But we are going to work on the game as soon as we done with this, and after I see it working, I will work on the fire. So the first thing we need to do is to make something called animated particle. Animated particle, that's mean anything that can have animations. So this one, this box. Yeah, I will describe everything in here. Will take some time, but that's why we are making this video. So animated particle, like walker, he have animations. So let's add walker. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of animations in here, but he have only one. Let's play with it. We need the size, the name, and how many sides does he have. He have right and left, so we say he have two sides. If he is a different character, like this one, then this one have four sides: up, right, down, left. But all the characters we are going to deal with in our game have two only. Even though he doesn't show the left, but I will show you the solution for that. We don't need to duplicate them. We don't need right and left, unless if they look different. So the first character that we made, called Walker, we have a size. He can be considered a layer himself, but he's not. Like if he was a weapon or a scope for a weapon. This one, actually I made a full tab for it. I need to delete these two. Then we need the size where the area he's get damage. So if he get bullets from here in this box, he get damage from here. This old engine doesn't support that. This engine doesn't support this thing. So this is a new thing. So if I add it only in here, that's mean he only get damage in his head, like one of the bosses. If you want the boss get damage only from the head, we can do that. But because he's a player, we can add, and we can change these values manually. If the color is not clear, we can change it from here, but the color selection is crap, so it will never be clear. And then we add him, so we have this character now. So this is the first step to create animated particle. Here, after we have the animated particle, we need to add animations to it. So the animation for this one have 4 frames, and we call it aim, and its position 0, 0, and that's it. So here you have the animation of aim. If it was below, like, let's add another animation. Let's call it hand, just for testing purposes, and its position is 1. So actually it's the second row. And why does it go down? Oh, I'm aiming at this, sorry about that. Add. So hand didn't work. Let's do another one. This one is the second row animation. I don't want to delete the old one or change it because the code is not ready. I made some changes in the code and I was screwed up. So if we go to the sprite, you see I just gave it the size and I gave it where does it start the animation and how many frames, and it automatically calculates everything. So this one starts from here, from down here, and it has 4 frames, so it immediately go from here to here when it's placed. This one is from the first row and it has 4 frames, so it play like this. Hopefully this is clear. Second, we need to add accessories, or third actually. So we can add a new accessory, call it hand or walker hand. Walker right hand, and we use a sprite. We need to add the sprite first. So we go to the sprite and add it. It's exactly the same sprite of walker. And the interesting part, the engine doesn't save 2 images. He knows this is the same image, so he only saved 1 copy to save memory. And I'm really happy with the system actually. So let's add this one as an accessory. Later on I will let you add both hands, the right one and the left one. And I tell it the accessory from here, the size is 32 by 48 and its position is 1. Why didn't it change it? The position is 48 maybe? Oh, the position is not by the box, by the position, the real position of the image. I don't know if I should change that or not. So I need to tell it exactly this point. This, I believe I'll change that and make it like, tell it the position of 1. So let's return back to the accessory. And we need to give it a type. So let's call it walker right hand. The type is the same of the name of the accessory, kind of bad, but yeah. So let's select this type and we add it. Now we have a new accessory to the system. We go to the animation of walker and tell him every time he walks, we need to fix his hand somewhere. So let's give it right hand, and it is the type of walker right hand. Only that one is accepted. And then we draw it here. You might not see the yellow arrow in here, but the yellow arrow show where this hand is, or should be. We can change the color, but it won't show because it's really bad color. Maybe if we make it white. Nope. Green lantern. So this is the position of the hand, and we need to move it every frame. So every frame we draw its position and change the angle Nope. No need to draw the legs because we need to draw the hands to make the weapon between them while he's walking. So you don't need to draw the animation of walking for every different weapon. And instead, we just draw the hand, the first hand on the left. No, sorry. First you draw the left hand, then the character, then the weapon, then the right hand. And this is what I'm trying to show you in here. So each frame we need to tell the system where is this hand. Okay? And this hand is after whoops, we should add the weapon first. Give me a second. Yeah, this will code up, but I will just add it. So here I tell it where do I add this layer. So the system now know first he will draw the main drawing, then he will draw the right hand. So we can add an accessory here, call it spear, for example, and we add a type of accessory, one hand weapon. And I add a spear because I don't have a drawing for guns, but I have one for a spear, this one. So let's add an accessory for this one. And it is one hand weapon. Doesn't matter if it is a spear or a gun or whatever. And we give it the size. And we give it the position. And we give it the center of the weapon. So the center of the weapon should be in the middle. And all these data, I can take care of it. But I need someone to draw the thing. And it needs a lot of testing. And then we add the spear. Now we have the right hand and a spear. Different items. I didn't load them in here, so I cannot see them yet. I need to fix that. So here, we just add the right hand for Walker. Whoops, first crash. I need to start over everything. Oh God. God love you. So let me start over in haste. So we add the creature, Walker, we add the accessory, the spear, and we add Walker again as an accessory. Because we want his hand as an accessory. Then we add Walker. And then we add an animation. And then we add accessories. One of them is one hand weapon, and one of them is right hand. That position in the center is about the total size of the picture. Yeah, the total size, and how do you change its angle to move it, like if the gun, we draw the gun and you take the center of the gun. Let me show you. Let me see see where the images are. So here, if you have the spear and you have the character in here, and he should hold the weapon, the color is not white. If he hold the weapon, we need to rotate it. So he hold the weapon like that. So we need to add the center in here in the middle. So when I tell him the angle is 90, he know how to rotate the image. If we give the image the center in here, he won't rotate it like that. He will rotate it in a weird way. So we need to know the center of the item. How do you rotate it? If you tell him rotate it by 90, and the center is here, he will do it like this, and it will screw up. So we need to know where's the center to rotate it in the correct way. The hand, we don't need to rotate it. So if he doesn't have these images, we don't need to rotate it. So the center is 0, 0, because I'm going to base it as they are. It just doesn't matter. Why the transparent is not working in this image, damn it. By the way, I need you to select a color for transparent. So in short, we need this hand to be the one separately, like this one. This is the right one. We need the left one as well. So, and I need you to draw these without the hands. So I can draw this one first, then draw the spear or the gun, and then draw this one all together. And when he moved the weapon, I will let it move like this, and this one will be look like this. Let's take a blue color. And here he will draw it like this, so the angle is totally different, and here it will get like this, and here it will get straight. So this is the whole story. So this is the accessory, and this is the accessory slot. The accessory is like the spear, the hands. They are called accessories. The accessory slot is something that you add to the animation. So when you take Walker and you take aim, you say we have 3 accessories slots. His right hand, his left hand, and the weapon he's holding. Maybe he have a cape. We need a 4th accessory, so we add a 4th one behind him. Maybe we need a helm to draw a different helm. So we need to add another accessory slot, and we put it over his head. And every animation, we need to show all the accessories, where they are drawn, and the order. One issue that I have in the system, in the same animation, I cannot change the order of the objects. It's kind of annoying, and I don't know how to do it. So for example, if we have a weapon on his back, like a bazooka, let's take a weapon from here. No, not this one. From here. So imagine we have a long weapon like this one. It's a huge weapon, alright? Like a bow. This one. And let's copy this one. And copy this one. Or move it. and tilted it. And this is a very bad color weapon, but stay with me. I don't know why the fudge is this thing is not transparent. It's just killing me. So this weapon is on his back now, alright? What if I want on the same animation he get the weapon from his back to the front to become in the middle? The system doesn't support that now. So we need to be careful about that. He cannot get something from the back to the front. I can make it work, but it will take, it will be much slower. And a lot of work need to be done. So for the first game, let's live with it. So we need to be careful not to make the same animation have the weapons on the back and become in the front. If we want the weapon while he's walking, it's on his back, and all of a sudden when he shoot, it become in the front, then the first frame have to have the weapon in the front. Did you get this point? So instead of having the weapon from his back, it must be in the front in the beginning. So we need to make it smaller again. Oh. And we tilted it like 90%. So something like this. We put it in the front from the beginning. So we cannot just turn it from the back to the front. When he's walking, we can put it on the back. That's no problem. But in the start of this animation, it should be in the front. Yeah, that's, we can make two different animations. One called peace walk or whatever, or walk in city, and one run or walk in battlefield. And the one in the city doesn't have a weapon slot. So we have here two animations, like walk in city, and it has 4 frames, and one walk, just walk, or in war, or whatever. So we come here, and this one, walk in city, doesn't have weapon slots. We don't add weapon slots, but this one we add weapon slot to them. So this is easily can be done. I believe the data in here, yeah, the data in here is wrong. Great. I didn't give it the size of the animation. God. So we can use exactly the same animation or a little bit different, and one of them we give them weapons and one of them we don't, and that can happen easily. So should we move to the next part? So the next part is the equipment. Every character can have different equipments, like this one have, for example, right hand. And we say the right hand, we can only give it right hands. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Yeah, I know, the delay is like 5 seconds. The other equipment you have is like weapon, the main weapon. And the main weapon can be one-hand weapon, or it can be two-hand weapon. So if we have shotguns, bazookas, they are two-hand weapons. Guns, small machine guns, one-hand weapon. And we add it here. This is kind of meaningless now, but it will be more meaningful in here. So let's go back in here and see what's going on. We said we have animated particles like Walker, or weapons that have animations like shooting animations, or weapons that have layers, like if you have a shotgun that can put a scoop or a hand light or longer barrel, so you can upgrade it and become bigger. So anything like that called animated particle. Animated particle have animations. Each animated particle can have many animations, and each animated particle can consider the weapon. Can consider an accessory. And this part is a little bit confusing. So if we have a weapon, that's a problem. We don't have examples. That's the biggest problem we have. So you see, Walker can hold a weapon in his hand, just like a few minutes ago I showed you, and it crashed because I need to fix the problems. But he can have different weapons, cape, armor, legs. It can be considered accessories. Actually, we can make Walker as an accessory too, but that doesn't make sense. So we can add, for example, a weapon that have animations, and this weapon that have animations like shooting, exploding, whatever, trying to shoot but it's empty. And these animations are all living in this weapon, but this weapon, Walker can hold it in his hand. So this is the whole story. So when Walker shoot with his weapon and the animation of shoot works, the animation of the gun itself can shoot as well. So both of them play their own animations when he's shooting. Unfortunately, this is the animation of aiming, not shooting. So if we have Walker animation for shooting, his hands get a recoil. Like it will start like this. I'm not an artist, so I will screw up here. And his hand, they go up a little bit because the gun just make him move a little bit back because of the explosion in the gun. So this animation, he will hold here the gun itself as a slot. So the animation of the gun is not here, it's in a different page. So if we have the gun in a different page, and the gun animation have several animations, and that doesn't make sense, does it? How can I make it turn? I don't know. So let's try to draw it again. Yeah. I know, this is silly, but I just want to draw anything. So this is the second frame of the animation, the ugliest one ever, and you have the explosion in here. So this thing, it is said we move this one in here, and we move this one in here. We will have different page for this animation, and in the system we will just say Walker have here a one-hand weapon, and this one started in here and then move here and move here and then move here in his hand, and we need to fix the angles every time and make it a little bit higher, and then we can save it. And this is after the main drawing. So now Walker have a different one slot for the weapon, and we need to give him 2 slots for the 2 hands later on. And when the animation of the weapon or the animation of Walker shooting the weapon happen, the gun will shoot the same animation name. So it will be fun to see how screwed up this system work. So let's return back here. I just described this many times. Each animation can have accessory slots, which accepts 1 or more accessory type. And each animated particle have different equipments. I just described this. And each equipment have different accepted types of slots. So if I say weapons, it doesn't matter. 1 hand, 2 hand, it doesn't matter. But in the animation, it's matter. If, for example, we can have 2 different animations. One for shooting 1-hand weapon and one for shooting 2-hand weapons. So in here, each animation can have different accessory slots. But the creature himself, Walker himself, can hand. It doesn't matter for Walker. He can hold 1-hand weapons or 2-hand weapons. The animation matter. The animation says, oh, we are using 1-hand weapon and we want to shoot. Then we will use this animation of shooting in 1-hand weapon. If we have 2-hand weapons in the game and we are shooting, it's the same thing. We are shooting and we are shooting. But this time I'm holding 1-hand weapon, this time I'm holding 2-hand weapon. It will play totally different animation for that. And this is why the system exists. This system will check the conditions of the user and check his equipments, and then it will play the right animation. So the first thing we need to do is define some kinds of actions like fire, walk, climbing on the ladder, crouching, dodging fire, jumping. And each one of these actions are assigned by the engine itself. This one is, you're asking this question, how the animation will roll when you press the button and keep shooting. I mean, how will be the changing picture for the loop? Okay, I'm glad you're asking this. The engine, which I didn't work on yet, will take the input from the user, okay? These inputs will change and become something called actions. Like in here, continuous fire. Fire. Walk. I will play a lot with this till I get it right. And here is the state. Firing. And idle. And none. Walk. So we say if the user is firing and walking, Then we have something called fire walk, and I add a name in here. Actually the name is bad, but oh well. So depends on the actions we have, we will get different results. And the different result based on here, we take the result, take the actions, which is firing and walking. It's firing only once, not walking all the time. It's not continuous. If it's continuous, it's a different option. Then we say if his weapon is one-hand weapon, and he's holding one-hand weapon, we will have this animation for one-hand weapon, for walking and firing. So let's add an animation with that name, fire walk. We don't have an animation for that, but we will just use the same data for making it clear. Continue fire walk. Oh, wrong. No, this is the correct size. And let's give it another animation called walk only. And we don't have these animations, but let's give it an animation fire with two hands. And if we have the animation correct, drawn already, I just put the data in here to make them. Fire one hand. Walk, fire, two hand. Yeah, we will have different animations. And walk, fire, one hand. By the way, the system might crash anytime because I'm not done with it. So based on the conditions, the input and what he's holding, now he have one hand and he's firing and walking. We take the right hand, no, weapon. We take the correct animation. So it is walk, fire, one hand. If we have different weapon, we put a different thing in here and we tell it we need two hand, and then we add the two hand animation. And that's how the system will work. Depends on the conditions, what the user is putting. The engine will tell me what is he doing. For example, if he's walking beside a wall, like in here, this is walking now. He's walking. But now, because there is a boulder in front of him, he's pushing. Even though we are using the same key. So the input that we are getting from the engine will take it and he will give us a list of active actions. What is he doing? Is he walking? Is he running? Is he pushing? Is he jumping? So all these data will be taken and register, and I can see it in that time. Depends on these guys and depends on the equipment he's having, we will have different animations. And the engine will pick the right animation to play, and that's the system. This is the whole system. It took me forever to make because of that. Yeah, it will work like an event with a condition. And if he's walking on the different side, like for example he's walking right and then he's walk left, I just take the left one. Of course it crashed, and then I tell it to play the same animation, but it's inverse. It reversed horizontally. So because in this game, for example, and here when I play on the right, I have different animation to the left and the right. But Walker, we don't have that, and we don't want to do that. What we are going to do, we are going to use the same animation, but we will just reverse it. So this one will aim to that left side. So actually this data is saved here. I can tell it to play on the other side, or I can tell it to reverse play. So instead of playing the first frame, he will play the last frame first. So he play from here, then here, then here, then here. So I can tell it to do different things. I made some changes tonight for the loading because it was giving me a lot of crap, and that's why my engine is crashing every second. I apologize for that. But yeah, I didn't finish deletion in here. It doesn't delete, and I didn't do this. This page will make me able to select any creature, and I give it the conditions, and I give it the equipment, and it should show me the results in here. This is for testing the system. But yeah, this thing I didn't start working on it yet. But this is the whole system. Great, we took only 1 hour. I'm happy with the result. So what do you think? What's your questions? Oh yeah, I will put this up. I don't blame you if you get confused. You can watch this video several times after I upload it, and you can ask me now to recover any part. Yeah, and the system, you just said it's awesome that the program can do a lot and solve more problems. Yeah, I done this just to make sure that we need the minimum amount of animations from you, so you don't get shooting with every weapon the same animation. You don't need to throw both, the one on the right and the one on the left. So yeah. By the way, the system can support the delay that we talked about, the delay of the gun thing, but that will be programmed in the engine itself, not in here. After all, this system, the game simulator, this one, is helping the engine to work correctly. But if we need a specific trick like the delay that we talked about, we can do that. We can still do that by using the actions. As I said, the input, the engine take him and check the actions in the file, in the data I have, and he will select which action is going on, because the input might be the right key, or D, or A, S, D, W for walking, but actually the character is pushing the wall. So both of them are the different actions but using the same key. So the engine will pick the right action based on the condition, and then it will check. It will check which action we have, which equipment we have, and what result will it paint. As I said, we need Walker to have two different hands when he fire. But when he's walk and he's not firing, we don't need different hands. Good, good. So you don't need to split the hands all the times. Only when we need to draw something in between. If we have something in between, then you split it. If he's just walking and there's no weapons shows, like he's walking in the town, you don't need to draw the weapons. If he's running and the weapons on the back of his running, no need to draw different hands. Yeah, I remember that. I wonder if it's still there. So you ask if I remember the walk animation and what's up. Yeah, I remember that. I wonder what have you done to it. Yeah, I don't think you put it in the Google Drive. Oh, you have him with different hands in here, but this is a very old one. Yeah, not this. We need to move out the old animations. Oh, you have one with two different hands. I need to try this out actually. But I need a gun as well. Oh, you said you have 11 pictures and not complete. Well, no worries. He's running, right? So you can put the weapons on the back or something? Ah, that's alright. To be honest, I need to show the system to Freak Monkey and see what he will do with it. I mean, what kind of animations he want. Does he want the character to hold the weapons on the back? Whatever. So maybe we need to see him. But yeah, you can start working on that. And as I said, you can always work on these. You can see them in the Google Drive. And here in the images. And you go to Sprite. And you can see the fire ones, the object ones, the sprite ones, and you can add stuff to here that the player cannot interact with, like trees, walls, whatever. But platforms, if you want to add platforms, you need to add them in the objects. And you know platforms, right? That I'm not sure if you need to reduce them or not. So you said, yeah, this is, I should ask you to, how do you want me to use this logos to set the stuff? What logos? What do you mean? Oh crap, the stream has stopped, I believe. It's funny, the stream never slowed down and never stopped before. This is the first time it starts slowing. Is it because one guy is watching? That's a disaster. Oh, so you're asking how do you put stuff in the map? Um, Unfortunately, I cannot show you the map simulator because I screwed it up. But yeah, I cannot use this map system. Let me see if I have an old one. Yeah, I have the old Visual Basic one. Just give me a second. But that thing is damn old, like made in 2007. Oh, the stream is still not working. Well, there are two ways. Did you see the stream? God, this is embarrassing. This is what happened when the technology failed. Oh, okay. It's weird. It's frozen in my screen. So, there are two ways to add things to the map. If they are huge and they are part of the background, you can draw it as a part of the background. And if the player doesn't interact with. But if the player is interacting with them, let me show you an example. Let me close these pages. Do you see the character moving? The stuff in the map, unfortunately, they are fixed for now, 48 by 48. And when you interact with them, like the player cannot pass them, or the fire doesn't pass them. So this is bullets for testing, and they don't pass them. And this wall, the player doesn't pass them again, but fire does pass them. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong fire. That was a camera test, sorry about that. So you see the player is interacting with them. This is a secret wall, so the player can pass it. All of these stuff are added in the sprites. When you go to the Google images in here, and you go to the sprites, and it's called SP. SP1, SP2, we have 15 of them. So you add these guys in here, and you can add them to the map. Unfortunately, because I screwed up my game stuff, the game editor here and here, I cannot show you in this code. But hopefully, after I fix these issues in a day or two, I can show you. But I have an old map editor. Give me a second, I'll get it. Hopefully you saw what I was doing, because the screen is frozen in my YouTube checker in here. I don't know why. This is the YouTube live thing, and it's frozen in here, and I have no clue. So let me try to get the old program in here. Yeah, I made a lot of programs in here. Um, where is it? Yeah, this is the old one. God. It might not work because he's trying to load the thing from the versionizer. He's trying to load it from the internet because it used to be the code live in the internet. So yeah. Oh, it's working. Oh wow. This thing is ancient and yeah, the size is 48 by 48 as I told you. Let me try to run this ancient thing. Give me a second. But you can keep asking me. God. Ta-da! And now we need to load the sprites. It's the old thing after all. And loading fail. God. Why the loading fail? Oh, this is written in the old thing. Yeah, sorry, this is very ancient thing. It won't work as I want. This is very old. It's made in Visual Basic. It made in 2007. Yeah. Yeah, I made several. This is not my first try to make this thing work. For example, this guy is version 2 and we are working on version 3. And the map editor is like version 3 as well. So, yeah. So, as I said, once for all, this is the sprite. And you can make 15 of them. And they don't have animations. If you want to make animations for rivers and stuff, then it's a little bit different. You need to make a new one, just the same size, exactly the same size, and make the animation like this. But the animation must be fixed in size. If you want to make all the animations like this page, if it has animation of 5 blocks, then all the animation in this page must be 5 blocks. If you want to make a 3 blocks animation, you need to use a different sheet. So you name the sheets animation 5 blocks or whatever, animation 3 blocks, animation 6 blocks, and each one of them have different sizes. And the way how am I going to connect them to the system, it will take some time. But don't worry about the animation now. We will worry about different stuff now. When you start working on animation, tell me so I see how can we do it. So any other questions? I believe hopefully you understand now how the layer system works. It's confusing, but you can rewatch this video and see what's going on. Once again, only when the animation have different layers, like this animation have a gun in between in here, only in that case you split the animation and make more than one box. So it's something like this. If there's no splitting, no need for, if there's like nothing in between, like imagine if this is a gun. It's a broken gun, but hey, what to do? And this gun should be drawn over the hand. I don't know why it's fooling around with me. So we need to split it like this. You need the hand, the animation here, and the hand in here. By the way, to think about it, do we need to split this hand? Maybe not. In this animation we don't need to do 2 hands actually, because this is more than enough. And if the gun is here, we can first print on the screen the character, then we print the gun, then we print the hand. And by the way, you see the gun in here is drawn in angle like this. I wish if it is easier on me to draw, but it's not. You do not need to draw the gun, and the gun itself can have a fire animation, and when it fires, the angle will calculate it automatically as well based on its position. So you need only to draw the animations, and I will move them around by using the math power. I believe that's it. I cannot add any more. Once again, I apologize for the confusing system, but I made this page to hopefully it can make it easier. I don't think it's easier to understand it, but I'm trying my best. It's so easy for me to see it and understand it because I made it, but yep, my power. So yeah, this is I believe 1 hour and 15 minutes is enough. Thanks God he got it. Let's see if my our game designer Fake Monkey will get it. Hopefully when he comes back and he have time to spare, I'll show it in front of him. He will he won't be happy about a lot of stuff as usual, but hey, what to do? So any questions? It's okay for you don't have questions, or it's okay I didn't get what do you mean? After I fix the problem, the issue with the code in here, this line, oh, I shouldn't show it. I don't want to show how do I save my data to the users. Alright, then I will end the stream here. Thanks for watching, I guess.